Happy Feast Day of Saint Joseph, or Solemnity of Saint Joseph. As a lifelong Mennonite, I've never learned the difference. But curiously, as a lifelong Mennonite, Saint Joseph has become somewhat of a traveling companion for me, of a spiritual partner of sorts. Not exactly sure how that happened, but his story and his person has become increasingly important to me, particularly in the last few years. I think especially of the end of the Matthew Gospel text for this day, where after Joseph had the visitation of the angel of the Lord in his dream, the verse goes, "When Joseph awoke, he did as the angel of the Lord had commanded him." And there's something in the simplicity of that really speaks to me, that of awaking and acting, or perhaps using Benedictine language, of listening and obeying. And each morning I put on a chain with the St. Joseph medallion. And as I put that medallion over my head, across my neck, I pray the prayer, "Give me ears to hear the heavenly voice, and courage to answer the call." To me, that's much of the story of St. Joseph, of hearing the voice and heeding the voice. In my extra-biblical imaginations about St. Joseph, I've developed an internal story that after raising Jesus and after Jesus departs for his ministry and Mary goes along with him, that Joseph sells his carpentry business and that he buys the inn in Bethlehem, the inn where there was no space for him and Mary, that he buys that inn and becomes an innkeeper. And he continues his work of welcoming Christ into the world, of nurturing Christ, of in many forms, in many persons that come to the inn. Each day he continues the work of welcoming and nurturing Christ. Perhaps that's my projecting onto him, but that's the story that nurtures me. And what you are seeing on the screen here is St. Joseph's Barn. It is our guest house, our primary guest house here at the Hermitage where I work and carry out my call as innkeeper, as welcoming, and trying to live out those Benedictine calls of listening, obeying, and welcoming as Christ. So blessings to you all, as you, too, listen and heed the voice of God today.